Quick, like and subscribe or this ghost will be at the end of your bed tonight. Don't risk it.
So what is going on, everybody? My name is Woods, back with the new video, and in today's video, guys, Trios FNCS did just get announced for the next season, so that's why I'm going to be bringing you the best Trios landing spots that you guys need to be landing at. So it's going to have the top 5 best locations that you guys can go ahead and choose from, so I'd highly suggest watch the whole video so you can get a good variety, that you guys know the best exact loot roof to have minimum amount of time spent on looting and maximum amount of materials. Go down to the description, hit that share button, and send it to one of your friends on Snapchat, iMessage, Instagram, whatever you got to do. Send them the video link and tell them, for example, I want to go to this spot, and then they can also watch it and get a detailed understanding. A quick channel basis though, for example, a couple of my recent videos is how to get more arena points, how to place higher in tournaments, overall just tip videos in general. Then make sure you're subscribing to my channel because it is the best right now if you want to improve at Fortnite, as I myself play a lot of competitive Fortnite, so you definitely know that the tips are coming from a good strong point. Also, if you guys are going to go on to use any of these landing spots in the video, the way you can give back to me for actually finding out this new landing spot is by using my code in the item shop, WHOODS. Also, this video was requested by someone in my Naughty gang from last video. Be early on my videos and comment the new video you want and I'll be sure to make it. Anyways, let's hop straight into the tips. Alright, now this first drop spot is actually really useful, to be honest, because there's actually different locations they can land at. Now, it's the top left corner of the map, and now there's actually these 3 central houses next to each other, and then there's some scattered around the area, then there's also the lighthouse in the area. So what you can split up with your trio, actually, to loot this maximum efficiency. Obviously, me being my solo, had to go through everything by myself, so it's kind of slow, but as you can see, you want to have one person probably at the 3 houses, and then you can have another person probably on the outskirt houses around the outside the island I'm on currently, and then you have another person at the lighthouse, which I'm going to get to in just a second. But as you can see, there's a decent amount of chests in each of these houses, at least 2 in both of them, so everyone can get a decent amount of loot for each other, and they should be set. And there's a bunch of brick around the area and metal scrap cars on the roads nearby for some metal, and then obviously wood you can just get from trees, which is super easy and super clean. As you can see, I'm already really good on mats, but now coming up to the lighthouse, you want to go ahead and loot this. And the lighthouse actually has a lot of mats, and a lot of chests, so maybe have 2 people at the lighthouse on the actual house at the lighthouse. Possibly, you guys can choose whatever you want. It's just up to you to choose this. I'm here just to show you the actual landing spots. But when it comes to the actual the lighthouse, what you want to go ahead and do is break the whole of the bottom of it, and then when you break the whole of the bottom, it will actually all drop down, all the loot will, and you have to collect it all up, and it'll be super more efficient and everything like that. Now this next spot is actually the top right next to the yacht, and it's actually super nice. Now this one's way more low-key for any of you players that are 100% trying to go for endgame and don't want any kills really whatsoever. Now there are actually 3 houses in the top right corner of the map. Now go here, and each of you have a spare house you can each get, and there's a lot of brick, wood, and there's also some scrap cars around, so you can go ahead and get them up. So you can go ahead and loot these up, and obviously each person will have their own house to loot up. Now this one I would highly recommend for people just trying to get to the end game all the time and not run into any single fights whatsoever. So this one's super useful for that, if you want to say super low-key and play it super safe. Once you're done looting all these buildings though, you can go ahead and make your way over to the water on the edge of the map, which will actually have a bunch of floppers in and chests around it in this little bay area after you loot this side bit. So yeah, you can go ahead and pick up a fishing rod and get yourself some floppers, so you and your trio can go ahead and survive late game and play some flopper games. Also breaking some of the things like the bus, you can go ahead and break that and loads of loot will drop down. And then moving on a little bit further on, after you've looted up all this area, if you make your way up the road, there'll actually be a slurp truck that you can go ahead and break and get your team all the way up to 200 HP and shields. That's very effective and useful. Coming at this next spot, it's actually next to Lazy Lake, or Loot Lake, sorry, my bad, and basically, or actually even their agency. And you want to go ahead and land at this place here, and you want to have one person land at this main house, and you want to have 2 people land at the garage, or actually one person land at the garage and then one person land at the bridge. You can choose, you can split up however you would like. However, all these different locations have a decent amount of chests for you guys to loot up with, and these may not be like a lot of chests. However, obviously in scrims you can't go for millions of chests, because if you want to play it safe and have a good landing spot, then you can't have the most world's chests in the world, you know what I mean? So yeah, but anyways, split up your trio among this landing spot and you should be pretty good. You should be pretty good to go indeed. So you can go ahead and have one person at the diner, and one person at the house, and then one person at the bridge, and you should be good to go on that spot. The next spot is the Coliseum and the bay, and then also the agency house. Now you can go ahead and probably have 2 people at this Coliseum, and then one person along the bay, and then eventually sweep over and go to the agency house. But for now, there's like literally like 20 chests in the a bay and this Coliseum alone. So this is probably one of the best spots if you guys want to get a lot of shields and not have to worry about being too far away from people, because Sweaty Sands is just next to you, so you should be able to pop up some easy kills if you guys are trying to play a little bit aggressive during the Trio Cash Cup. So as you can see there, you can go ahead and get a lot of chests around here. They're all scattered around. They're very easy to find. You and your duo can go ahead and loot up this. Well, maybe one person at the bay I'm just about to walk down to in just a minute is can be looting up the bay, because there's also a bunch of chests down at the bay. So you can find the first one in this little hut down here. Once you reach the hut, there should be a chest in there, and then you can go ahead and use the boat and you can rotate over to the these containers, and there should be another 3 chests in the containers also. So you can go ahead and pick these up and it should be easy, and you guys can go ahead and use them all up. And then once you do that, you're going to go ahead and push over to the agency house next to it, and you have to build up for this one. You can't break the cargo hold, because it actually won't let the chest fall down. You have to actually build up for that one. There should be a couple more chests around the building, and there's an agency chest in there, and you should be chilling. And then if you make your way onto the road, there should be another slurp truck that you guys can go ahead and get all your trio to stand next to when you break it to get 200 shield, and you should be very good and chilling. Now coming with the 5th spot, this is actually the Booger World Cup spot. So if any of you guys didn't know, then Booger actually landed this spot in the World Cup, and he actually won the World Cup, which was the best player at the time. And people say he is still to this day. However, who knows? But anyways, moving on to the next spot, it has a lot of chests around this location, and it's very uncontested. You'd be surprised, not many people actually land here anymore. And in trios, you're going to need a lot of chests to fill up all your team's loot, and this is definitely the place to go, because it has lots of chests scattered all around the buildings. So what I'd highly suggest is have 2 people actually land at this main house, then 1 person land at the separate little side house I'm about to enter into. And then once you do that, you can go ahead and rotate over to the ice cream truck on the side of the mountain, and then drop down to a side little patch where it should have a bunch more chests in there too. And there's going to be so much materials for you guys to farm up around here, considering there's a lot of metal and solar panels and cars and fences made out of metal around here. Wood is made out of the buildings, obviously, and then some brick walls, of course, on the side. Once you've done that, rotate over to the ice cream truck, and you can go ahead and get another further bunch of ice cream. You can go ahead and get a bunch of metal and stuff like that, and you should be chilling pretty much from here on out. Then you can actually even dip down if you guys still need loot and you have a good zone rotation. You could actually even dip down to this house down here. They will be on the side of the mountain, which will have another further 3 chests, I believe, which will be super good if you guys are running a little bit low, still on like guns and ammo, whatever. You can always rotate down to this if in need, and you still aren't feeling 100% confident in your loot, then you can go and drop down to this. Alright guys, so that is the video. Make sure everyone, if you are at this point, then that clearly means you have enjoyed the video. So make sure you go ahead and subscribe for more tips in future, and make sure to like the video because you've clearly enjoyed it, because you've watched to the end of the video. Also consider using code WOODS in the item shop, WHOODS. I would really appreciate it, guys. It helps me out a great deal. You would not expect that. But yeah, guys, make sure to put those notifications on and comment what you want for next video, and I'll be sure to make it, guys. Alright, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.